In this video, I challenge you to decode your ultimate life path in just 3 exact steps. But be warned, the truth hidden within your birth date and name might completely shatter the comfortable reality you have built. If I fail to show you how these ancient numerical codes govern every success and failure you have ever experienced, then you will forever remain trapped in a cycle of blind luck and deep confusion. Because for years, I wandered through life feeling completely disconnected, failing miserably at every career I touched. But then, I discovered a hidden mathematical architecture governing human destiny. Therefore, I realized it was not bad luck causing my suffering, but a severe misalignment with my foundational numbers. I am going to reveal the exact 3-step formula that changed everything. However, there is a massive catch. Once you see your true path, you can never unsee it, and continuing to ignore it will destroy your potential forever. Let us begin.
We all walk through our daily lives, clinging to the desperate illusion of free will. Because society constantly tells us that if we just work hard enough, we can become absolutely anything we desire. But this is a comforting lie designed to keep you turning the gears of a massive machine you do not understand. Therefore, millions of people wake up with a quiet, agonizing dread in their chests, sitting at desks they absolutely despise, wondering why their immense efforts yield nothing but profound exhaustion. This was my daily reality. I was desperately paddling against a raging, violent current, completely unaware that the river had a predefined direction. We are not blank slates. We are incredibly complex algorithms, pre-coded at the exact moment of our first breath. The universe does not make mistakes, but we make the fatal error of ignoring our assigned coordinates. The emotional toll of this ignorance is a soul-crushing mediocrity that slowly devours your spirit from the inside out.
The first crucial step to dismantling this massive illusion requires extracting the raw, unfiltered blueprint of your existence through your birth date. Because the day you arrived was not a random accident of biology. It was a precise, calculated cosmic appointment. To decode this, you must reduce your entire birth date down to a single powerful digit, creating what ancient numerologists call the life path number. But calculating this single digit is only the absolute beginning of the rabbit hole. Therefore, you must deeply understand that this number serves as the skeletal structure of your destiny. If your number is a 1, you are constructed for relentless leadership, while a 7 violently demands profound philosophical isolation. When I calculated my own number, a cold chill ran violently down my spine. The blueprint clearly stated I was meant to build strict foundations, yet I had spent decades trying to fly chaotic, structureless paths. I had been directly violating my own mathematical architecture.
However, simply knowing your life path number does not instantly magically fix your broken reality, because acknowledging your true purpose often means violently destroying the comfortable, false identity you have spent years desperately protecting. But human beings are deeply terrified of profound change, even when their current situation is causing them immense, unbearable suffering. Therefore, we actively resist our own destiny, fighting tooth and nail against the mathematical currents of our own lives. When I first confronted my foundational number, I felt a deep, overwhelming wave of anger and immense denial. The blueprint demanded immense discipline and rigorous structure, things I had aggressively avoided my entire adult life.
I tried to completely suppress the revelation, plunging back into my chaotic routines. But the universe possesses a cruel sense of humor. The more I ignored the explicit instructions of my life path, the faster my carefully constructed world began to violently crumble into absolute, unredeemable ruin around me.
Once your world completely shatters, you are finally ready for the second transformative step, which is decoding the expression number hidden within your full birth name. Because while your birth date represents the immutable foundation of your soul, your name dictates exactly how you must deliver your specific gifts to the unforgiving world. But the letters of your given name are merely cleverly disguised numerical frequencies. Therefore, by converting each specific letter into its corresponding ancient numerical value, you uncover the specific tools and weapons you were granted to conquer your life path. This is where the true, terrifying complexity of your existence begins to fully reveal itself. I discovered that my expression number was a powerful master number, demanding profound spiritual teaching, yet I was using this immense, volatile energy to sell meaningless corporate software. The sheer friction between my soul-intended expression and my daily mundane actions was generating a toxic, invisible smoke that was silently suffocating my entire life force.
This violent, continuous friction between who we truly are and what we actually do introduces the greatest conflict of the entire human experience. Because societal conditioning actively trains us from birth to abandon our expression numbers in exchange for predictable, suffocating security. But aggressively suppressing this massive numerical energy does not extinguish it. It merely forces the energy to mutate into severe anxiety, deep depression, and chronic physical illness. Therefore, the ultimate common enemy is not your boss or your external circumstances. It is the systemic suppression of your unique mathematical frequency. I realized my profound daily exhaustion was not a simple medical condition, but a severe spiritual bankruptcy caused directly by this exact misalignment. When your life path demands isolation, but your expression number screams for community, you feel completely torn apart by invisible warring factions. Most people live their entire lives trapped inside this agonizing internal crossfire, desperately self-medicating to silence the deafening roar of their own suppressed numbers.
To survive this brutal internal war, you must execute the third and final step of the code, calculating your exact personal year number. Because understanding your foundation and your specific tools is completely useless if you apply them in the wrong chronological season of your life. But time itself operates on a rigid, unforgiving 9-year numerical cycle, and acting out of season guarantees absolute, catastrophic failure. Therefore, you must add your birth month and birthday to the current universal year to discover your immediate marching orders. When I finally mapped my personal timeline, the terrifying truth hit me like a runaway freight train. I had been foolishly trying to harvest crops during a bitter numerical winter. I was desperately trying to launch massive, ambitious new businesses during a year mathematically designated for profound spiritual rest and ruthless elimination. I was fighting the very fabric of time itself, which is a brutal battle no mortal human can ever possibly hope to win.
The exact moment these three distinct mathematical layers finally click together perfectly, you experience a violent, completely irreversible awakening. Because suddenly, the massive, oppressive fog of profound confusion lifts, revealing a pristine, high-definition map of your entire past and future existence. But this breathtaking clarity is incredibly heavy, violently stripping away all your comfortable excuses for your own mediocrity. Therefore, you can no longer blame terrible luck, horrible bosses, or unfair societal circumstances for your lack of profound fulfillment. Every single past failure, every shattered relationship, and every missed opportunity is instantly reframed as a perfectly logical mathematical outcome of your own ignorant choices. I sat perfectly still in my dimly lit room, staring in horror at the 3 numbers written in frantic black ink on a torn scrap of paper. They formed a relentless, undeniable lock combination that perfectly explained 30 years of profound agony. The immense relief was instantly intoxicating, but it was immediately followed by a terrifying realization.
Knowing the exact combination to the lock is completely worthless if you do not have the immense, irrational courage to actually turn the heavy dial. Because the numbers were now violently demanding that I immediately quit my highly secure career, completely abandon my comfortable city, and step blindly into the absolute unknown. But taking that terrifying leap of faith meant risking absolutely everything I owned and everyone I knew. Therefore, this is the exact pivotal moment where 99% of people close the book, ignore the glowing numbers, and willingly walk back into their comfortable, familiar cages. I stood on the absolute precipice, staring down into the terrifying black abyss of massive, irreversible change. The universe does not ever reward timid compliance. It only rewards fierce, unapologetic alignment with the numerical code. I packed my belongings, drafted a final resignation letter, and prepared to jump. My heart was pounding so violently against my ribs, I thought my entire chest would shatter. I took the terrifying leap, completely surrendering my fragile human will to the ancient mathematical architecture of the deep cosmos. Because when you finally perfectly align your life path, your expression, and your personal year, the universe instantly stops fighting you and begins fiercely for you. But this immense, reality-bending power is entirely conditional upon your absolute, unwavering bravery to act. Therefore, my entire reality transformed with terrifying, miraculous speed, bringing unimaginable abundance the exact moment I simply followed the coordinates I was born with. You possess this exact same hidden code, quietly waiting inside your own birth date and name to be unlocked. However, the clock is relentlessly ticking, and every single day you delay is another precious day completely wasted in the agonizing illusion of random chance. The numbers are speaking to you right now, begging you to finally listen. Head down to the description, click the link, calculate your true path, and prepare to meet your true self.